for you just winning that because, gosh, that was good. I want you to roll into our second fan segment. This is going to be a new one now, and I know you can pull it off. A minute monologue. We're going to call it the minute monologue. I want you to rant for 1 minute straight, and then Iman and I are going to give our little feedback, and I hope we can challenge whatever the hell you're about to say, but also maybe not. Tanner, when you are ready, as your second winning, hit us with your minute monologue, whatever hot take, contentious take, BS you got to tell us. Let's hear it. You got a minute to spew it.
Love it. All right. So my hot take, I don't know if it's a hot take, but the college players should only get one free transfer before they have to sit out a year. We see players sitting for, transferring 3-4 times. And my big thing is you have no sense of alumni. You have no sense of home. So for the player, it stinks. 2, let's talk about the academics. Most of the time, you don't have all those credits transfer, and then you're not able to graduate, so it hurts a player on that end too. And then 3, the fans itself, how are they able to build that relationship with the players and have unity and, just there's that alumni, alma mater, there's that connection to the team and those players that come back 30 years from now, 20 years from now, and it becomes one of those things now where I know it's becoming a business.
10 seconds.
Go get paid. Go get your money. I totally agree on that. And maybe it becomes one of those things where it's a 2-year contract with NIL or a 3-year contract. And I don't know how you work that in, but I also think that it hurts the player, it hurts the school, and it hurts the fans. Outside of a coach leaving, a player having personal family stuff going on, which can be reviewed. And let's use the common sense rule where, all right, if something happens with a player's family and it's like, all right, he needs to go back home, he needs to play for them, I get that. But otherwise, you get one free transfer, which I think is reasonable. Something does go right, you don't get along with your coach, you don't get along with your position coach, whatever it may be, you get one free transfer. But after that, it goes back to the old rules. You have to sit out 1 year and you're redshirted like you were back in the day. And it to me, that eliminates this state of every single year the same players entering the transfer portal.
Yep.
And for me, as someone who loves scouting players too, going bouncing around from school to school to see how they develop, it's hard. And so I think from the player standpoint, fans and coaches,
2 minutes. You're cut off. I'm getting a damn whistle for this next time. I'm trying to give you the whoop whoop.
And I gotta disagree with you though, Tanner. Listen. You've been doing an awesome job on this show, but you leaving on the bad note. So I played college receiver. I had 3 coaches in 2 years. One coach left mid-season for a better job. We played well. The end of that season, we did well. He left for another job. And when I played early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, you had to get a release to even think about transferring. So every new coach that came in knew that I was the wide receiver 1. They wasn't letting me go. I would have had to sit out. So I feel like if coaches can just fucking pick up and leave and go get more money and get a better job or don't want to deal with the team anymore, kids should be able to do it as many times as possible. Because if I played in this era, I played receiver. So if my quarterback wasn't good, I'm gone. And then I get to the next team. If the offensive coordinator is not good, I'm getting my ass out of there. So I just say I disagree because coaches can just pick up and leave. Like I said, in 2 years, I had 3 different coaches. That's not even including the coordinators. I don't even want to talk about them. But I had 3 different head coaches in 2 years. So if they can do it, athletes should be able to do it.
But Iman, can I say one thing on that is I agree with you. You get that one free transfer. And the landscape of college football is changing. So I know that coaches are leaving, coordinators are leaving. But you know what happens if you're a big-time player at a D1 school and you're going to the NFL? There's a good chance in the NFL your coach is going to leave or your offensive coordinator is going to leave if you guys are successful. Your head coach is going to leave. There might be a little adversity. But I think that builds a little fire, and you got to prove yourself. And I think that builds the man who he is. You get one free transfer, and it's a
Tanner. That's kind of overrated, and I'm not going to go super on for it. I think that's kind of overrated because when you play certain positions, who your coaches are, what system you're in. All that matters. And the last thing I'll say, because I coach sports now, these college coaches play a dirty-ass game. They'll promise you at the moon and the stars, and then when you get there, it'd be a total – and every coach does that. So when I want to go transfer my free transfer, when I get there, it's going to be other people trying to say the same thing. Hey, we can bring you this. I don't agree with adversity because you need a good system. I always needed a quarterback. And no matter how good I was, I don't care. I ran a 4.2. I could jump 42 inches. If I didn't have a quarterback, which I did in my second year, it doesn't matter who I am. Doesn't matter who I am. And he was Anthony Richardson. I mean, I could fart the ball further than he could throw it, but neither here nor there. So yeah.
Tanner, give your final point on this one, Tanner.
So I agree with you to an extent there, 100%. I think that, there's external factors, and maybe that becomes a part of it where even if the OC leaves or position coach leaves, then it can be reviewed. But I also think, too, though, that I've coached baseball and I've been involved within coaching in, college level, too. And it's a dog-eat-dog world. The players should come first, and they really, really should. But don't you think we lose a little bit of that, family, and then don't you think the academics matter too? So you get that one free transfer, but then you got to do your research. Who are the coaches in play? How long have they been there? How long have they worked? What's the athletic director like? What's their GM of recruiting like, which everyone has now? What is the landscape of this university? Can I trust them? And that's why you got to be very particular about where you go, and you got to know. What's the quarterback there? What's the quarterback situation? Because I said you get one free transfer, so you got to know where you're looking at. And so,
sure.
and maybe it's not even just you get one free transfer, but maybe it's and I think the players ultimately have been left behind for many years, and I'm glad they're getting paid now, and I'm glad they're able to transfer. But do you disagree that there has to be a limit at some point? Like, should a player be able to transfer 4 years back to back to back to back?
Nope. I disagree with it. I mean, I don't trust those type of players, but I just think the business of it now, like literally I had to call home and borrow $20 from my mom. So I feel like if I play well this year and another school want to pay me more money than this school's paying me, guess what? The NFL's not guaranteed. I'm just a kid from the hood. I'm going to go get that money right now. So I think that should be available for those kids because only 2% of them make the NFL. So you got to think the rest of them go get that money.
And you weren't in that NIL landscape either. And so you were left short of all that stuff. And so you were screwed. You had to sit out. And so you probably have a dirty taste in your mouth. And I think that if you played in today's game, you'd get paid to get that money. And you'd say, hey, where's the best spot? You got to be strategic with that too. Because like you said, if it's a stepping stone job for that coach, he's leaving. If he gets to 9-10 wins, he's leaving. And that is one of my things where if a coach leaves, it can be an OC leaves. Maybe we can talk about position coach. Then it's free reign. You can go transfer. I agree with that 100%. And this
is going to be one of the more contentious topics ever since NIL got rolled out. This is not going to get smoothed out. And NCAA, as corrupt as an organization as they are, and how many problems they got, and how just they seem to not know how to get shit right, especially on important stuff. It's hard to find a good in-between with this because they have turned college football into a total business for the players, for the coaches. It is becoming strictly the minor leagues of the NFL at this point. My take is that eventually it's just going to be the Big Ten and the SEC. It's going to be the AFC versus the NFC in terms of just how college football is working, like we saw with Shamar Stewart. The alleged rumor that he might just go back to Texas A&M because he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid, right? And it's like now you got guys who are going to come out second, third, fourth rounders. They're going to be shitload more money in college than they are in the NFL. It's when and where is that healthy medium? Right? I think what Tanner's proposing here is how can he's trying to propose, I think, a healthy medium because I get what he's saying. If you as a program, right, you still have a job as a coach, as an athletic department, as a university to produce a program that wins and has tradition. And that is a part of what gets fans and students to come to that school and want to be a part of that. And if you can't produce a program, a winning tradition going to be really hard to do that, right? Imagine Alabama all of a sudden is winning 2 games a year because they can't keep guys there. Will that happen? Hell no. But I'm saying I think they have to strike some type of balance because there is still more to it. Because, Iman, you make great points. Tanner, I think I see where you're coming from in terms of trying to find that balance. And unfortunately, I think this argument and this debate and this whole topic is in the hands of the wrong people.
100%.
Sure.
And that is the NCAA board.
And that's where I agree with the
Yeah, it's in the hands. It's in the hands of the wrong people to figure this out. And there has to be some type of balance because it's going to go. I don't know how to solve it, but I think there's got to be, like Tanner said, maybe you get 2 transfers or 3 transfers, something, or maybe you got to play 2 seasons at a school and then you can transfer as many times as you want, right? There's just, I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something because, again, there's more to it in terms of the entire university and entire program that it can be damn near. They think about like 5 years on the road what this could evolve to if it doesn't stop at this pace. Like coaches aren't going to want to commit. They got to move their whole family sometimes too.
And Austin, they're starting, and I think it's going to get a little nasty because they're starting to offer kids as sophomores money. Because my nephew's the starting receiver at Western Michigan, so he's taken out of the family. He's the starting receiver at Western Michigan. So when he was going through his recruitment, I just think it's a nasty. And he played 2 years at VMI, then he transferred to Western Michigan. I just think when there's so much money involved, it's Wild Wild West. But I don't get money. I don't blame getting money. I just go get the money, and that's what he wasn't getting paid at VMI. So when Western Michigan offered him, Arkansas State offered him, we loved VMI because we know what it was going to do once he graduated. But
I
don't have to send him any more money.
VMI, I love it. I've been there. I worked with them. The one thing that I think is interesting too, and this is more of a fun question to ask, is what would have Cam Newton, Reggie Bush, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow gotten paid if they were playing today?
$10 million. $10 million.
Oh.
The lowest. I think that's the lowest. Yeah, that's the lowest. $10 million at the lowest. Tebow would have probably been. He was huge.
But I think, hold on, devil's advocate, Iman, real quick, and then we can wrap this up. Is Tim Tebow and is Florida ever become what Florida became if with this NIL system? Is Tebow stay there? Does he ever build that tradition, that legacy, and what he became at Florida? Cam Newton, right? He bounced, right? He was somewhere else first.
Florida.
He was at Florida. Then he left.
Yeah, he was at Florida.
Then he went to Blinn.
Does Tebow and that whole, that Florida, that era of Florida football was insane. We never get that if this existed then. That never happened.
Social media.
Imagine that early 1999 Miami Hurricanes football team. Ed Reed, Clinton Portis, not Greg Olson, but all those boys way back when. That team doesn't exist. That run never exists with this NIL thing. So I think to Tanner's point, like those teams and
that's
those eras,
that's a good one.
College,
that's a good one. I
they
thought
make
about
college
that.
football great. That's like some of the stuff that makes college football so damn fun and exciting, and just again the legacy, the tradition. That is what it's all about. That's what it's always been about. But that's what I'm saying. Because Iman, your point of like get the bag, get money. Like your future is not guaranteed. You could get hurt tomorrow and it's over, and you're done. And now you have
which those big time guys was getting it back then. I wasn't one of those guys.
Yeah. Hey, here's the table. Here's the money. Right under. Yeah. So I think it's never gonna. I don't have a lot of faith that the right people are in the place to get it right. But Tanner, great minute monologue. I think that's a hot start for the minute monologue segment. Hell of a job, brother. We'd love to see you back. Get in the Patreon. Let's chat in the Patreon. We'll get you the take token whenever you want to come back. Tanner, thanks for joining us this episode. Thanks for the trivia and for the minute monologue. And we'll talk to you soon, man. Listen in next time.
I appreciate you guys. This was awesome. You guys are both incredible. Keep rolling.
Thanks, Tanner.
Awesome. Thanks, Tanner.